The coffee touched my lips. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, good. Olivia, do we want to do a cold open together? Do we want to do a cold open without Tyler?
Hey, guys,
Wouldn't that be
this is
funny?
the cold open without
Hey,
Tyler.
guys, this
What
is
are we
the
talking
secret
about?
cold open that Tyler won't know about. Olivia, say something funny about sucking off a ghost.
Name origin. Tyler. It is, wow. It was once an occupational name. Can you take a guess as to what occupation someone named Tyler would do?
Tyler, person who podcasts.
I am Kyle, son of Tyler.
Son of Tyler.
Podcaster. Yeah, it's someone who lays tiles.
Oh, the Tyler. Let me make the wheel of choosing real quick, because that's hilarious. Podcasts. Podcasts. Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts. Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Podcasts. Podcasts. Podcasts. Welcome to the a podcast for podcasters by podcasters. I'm your host and podcaster, O'Neil Henry.
I'm your host and Baby Yoda enthusiast, Tyler J. Kirkara.
I'm Olivia Fumiati, Yeti caretaker.
She takes yearly trips up to the South Pacific. What's the one where
Himalayas.
The Himalayas.
The Himalayas, okay. Yeah, and then sort of goes up and leaves some berries for the Yetis. She drops off the latest technology, so she'll give them like an iPhone 12 or whatever, so they can, get TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How are the Yetis doing, Olivia?
Pretty good, not gonna lie. They gave me one of their own to take home
Oh,
with me.
they just sort of gave you a child.
Yeah, because they wanted...
Now, how do you feel about being a Yeti mother?
It's good. It's great. It's kind of like a little Yeti Rumspringer. I do have to return him at the end of the year.
Okay, you have to return him.
Yeah, I have to bring him back.
So it's like a foreign exchange student sort of situation.
So if you didn't know this, Yeti's own comic book stores, and that's where I do most of my business.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. How's everybody doing? How are you living? How's everybody's stock and sort of podcast feeling?
I'm feeling excellent. My podcasts are locked in, ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I've got good
You've
ideas
never
today?
seen the type of podcasts that I'm about.
This is the furthest in advance that I've ever had an idea for this show.
Okay.
And it was like a week ago. So actually, not
Oh,
even.
good. So you've had time to marinate. I'm excited. I'm excited for today's.
Guys, not gonna lie, great idea this week.
Let's go to the wheel of choosing, and we'll see if you get to do it.
The wheel
let's do
of
it.
choosing.
And spin. Oh.
Oh,
Tile layer.
It's me.
From a cold open that may or may not be chosen. All right. Tyler, what you got for us today?
I could teach you how to make $20,000 from working at
Oh,
home.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
fuck me. Fuck
Do I get
me.
to make my own hours?
Fuck.
And
You
be
need to
my own
make your own
boss?
hours. Maybe. I don't
Oh,
know. Maybe
God.
not make your own hours. But listen, the whole podcast gamut and sort of cinematography bartender thing,
Yeah.
not the most lucrative business.
Uh-huh.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm entering a new grind set, a new phase.
Oh, man.
a new
Oh,
phase.
boise.
And
Uh-huh.
we're going to do it by sort of birthing new ideas into the world. This is a podcast in which every week, much like our current podcast, we each bring an idea. But these ideas are for businesses. These are business concepts. These are ideas that are actually going to make us money.
Okay.
And then we're going to execute on them.
Okay.
Okay.
And this
so what about-
podcast is called Entrepodneur.
Combo breaker.
Entrepodneur.
Tyler, I didn't know you were pitching a trilogy, or is this sort of a continuation? This is the third of these? Yes.
We had Ed Pontiff, and we had
Revivipod.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then-
Revivipod, sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Tyler.
okay.
I think I'm just
Entrepreneur.
very good at coming up with titles, and I don't think these have
No,
actually have
sure.
anything to do with them.
Yeah.
I'm just very good at
Entrepreneur. So we're trying to get a new mindset, right? We're trying to get these gains, these financial gains. If you're not thinking for the future,
this isn't a podcast for entertainment. This is a podcast. This is a
For your
podcast
wallet,
to
yeah.
make us money. How are we going to do
okay,
it?
to make us money or to help other people get on the right grind set
No,
in the
this is
right
like
mentality
this is like a self-documentation of our rise to
Exactly.
to buying real
1%.
estate. Yeah,
This
okay.
is
I'm gonna buy a
already
giraffe.
1%.
Okay.
Who's gonna buy? What would you guys, if you had $1 billion, what would be the first thing you buy?
Olivia just clapped for her giraffe. I
there was a
would buy if I had $1 billion.
Yeah.
I would buy Jeff Bezos's hat from him.
Like the cowboy
And I would
hat?
give him-
You're like, I
Yeah,
will buy all
and-
your cowboy hats.
That's gotta be
Jeff,
like a
so you
Stetson,
don't wear them
right?
anymore.
Yes.
Hey Siri, how?
Yeah,
much
and I would,
is
and
a
I know like he'd be
giraffe?
like, they're not for sale, and I'd be like, there's always a price. What about $1 billion?
I think I'd buy Twitter and sort of make it like open and like
Open
sort of
source?
like free speech, sort of like free speech Twitter,
You know what I would do if I had $1 billion? I would buy WinRAR. I would actually pay for a WinRAR subscription.
It's pretty good. But yeah, anyway,
Guys, I'm on exoticanimalsforsale.net, and I can buy.
you
I
know
could buy a
you know that website has malware.
I could buy a giraffe for $40,000 to $80,000, guys. With
That's not. Hey, that's not a lot of money.
Like
I'm
I
gonna
could
buy
get
a
a bank
lot of
loan. We
giraffes.
could put a bank loan together.
We
the
can.
three
We
of
can.
us and
All
buy
three
a
of us
giraffe.
get all. Yeah.
Guys, idea.
You think I could do it as a tax write-off?
Idea.
Idea,
The
okay,
podcast,
great.
podcast. Whoa.
The PodCon.
The
PodCon.
Podzoo.
Oh, we'll get there.
The podcast.
We bought a
yes,
pod
We
zoo.
start sponsoring animals. We start sponsoring podcast animals, and so like a giraffe is born, and we will pay to name this giraffe podcast.
Okay.
This is our new
I
baby
like
tiger
this.
at the Cincinnati Zoo. We named him
Okay.
Podcast.
Okay, I like this.
That's
I like
pretty
this a
This is
lot.
what I'm gonna do with
Can
our
I-
1%.
How can I?
Now,
I'm
how do
gonna
we do
Google,
this?
Can I name
Very-
zoo animals?
Very
Maybe
Mr.
we can,
Beast,
like,
I
sponsor
think,
one.
is sort of. I like this. We spent $100,000 to name this hippo podcast.
There is a link on the Los.
Guys,
You can name an
Guys?
animal.
Are we okay? Before we get into this,
It's
are we about to
very
make a
expensive.
financially
At the LA
unsound
Zoo,
decision?
You can name an animal. You can pay to name an animal.
How much? How much, Tyler? Tell me the financial.
How much?
Tell me how much right now.
It is between $1,000 and $25,000, depending.
That
on the
is
animal.
less than less than it would
The
cost
money
to
to buy a
actually buy a
giraffe.
giraffe.
To buy a
Based, and we
giraffe.
don't have to take care of it either. Based on the animal. What do you think? The
That's
most,
fair,
what do you
that's
think the cheapest animal is?
Probably like a finch or something, right? But like
Yeah,
a
it's probably
meerkat,
like a
maybe.
bird.
Yeah.
A prairie dog.
1,000. Hey guys, $1,000 is a lot of money, but it's not that much money.
Not that much money.
Guys,
We could each put
podcasts.
A lot of zoos around Valentine's Day will run a like promotion where you can submit the name of an ex, and they will name a cockroach after your ex, and then they'll feed
that's
it to one
great.
of the zoo animals. Next year, I propose that we name a cockroach podcast and have it eaten.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm okay.
Back
We'll
to
feed-
my
we'll
fucking
sort of-
idea.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
Tyler, I think it's
sorry, I really
metamorphosized into we're gonna buy a podcast.
We bought a pod zoo.
We're gonna buy an animal. Listen, this is an idea. This is
Okay.
an
Okay,
this is
okay.
an entrepreneurial podcast.
And so, is this like a marketing podcast for us to like help us market the show better? And this is sort of our first guerrilla
originally my
marketing
pitch
situation.
Originally,
Okay.
the pitch was
Yeah.
like
Get to it.
sort of like a Shark Tank, but we get to rip on each other's Shark Tank ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm now leaning toward it's just a
Okay.
podcast where we come up with a bunch of nonsensical get-rich-quick schemes.
Okay, all right. I like this. I like this because I do have
including
a different
we
Shark
can
Tank.
name an
podcast.
animal podcast. What if we make this new podcast a podcast documenting our rise to making this podcast popular?
Okay, wait. Okay,
Kinda
those are
like
two
a
different
meta-
ideas.
No,
Those are two different
behind the
ideas.
scenes.
Those are two different ideas. So I'm gonna need you to pick one so that we can sort of. There's a fork in the road right now, Tyler. There is we get rich quick schemes or docupod about our rise to fame, sort of a We Will Be in Trolls 2, but I don't know what the equivalent
Which
would be.
one are you guys leaning towards?
Because here's the thing. If I could come up with an idea for a get-rich-quick scheme, I'd already have gotten rich quick.
You think so?
Yeah, I just have never thought of a business idea.
I mean, I could think of a whole bunch of MLMs that I could just sort of start throwing out. Yeah, like
starting my-
we'll do
My
AI
Yeti pyramid scheme.
tweet for you, but instead we like take all your.
What if we just
information.
document us scamming the American public?
Okay, a sort of a cool
Is that
crimes
not
cast
the
meets.
the other idea about us getting
Yeah.
rich off of this?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
instead of a
yeah.
Ponzi
Okay, let's
scheme,
do
It's
it.
a Ponzi screen.
Ponzi scheme. Ponzi
This is
scheme.
This
Okay.
is the podcast Entrepreneurs, and it's the behind the scenes of this podcast.
Okay,
about
entrepreneur.
about our,
Okay, yes. Okay,
about
that's the
our rise to podcast
Olivia?
fame and power.
Olivia. Bottle up. Ponzi scheme. We'll get back to that. I love that. We'll get back to that. Save that. Bring that back round, okay? Bring that back round. Write that down. All right, entrepreneurs.
Alrighty.
So this is our sort of our sort of businessy take on our own show.
Yes, but also
Okay.
it is a docupod, a documentary style.
Okay.
Interviews, everything about us.
Okay, Tyler, how serious and unserious are we
Not
going to be,
serious
right?
at all. This cannot be serious.
Okay, so I
This is
cannot
all
talk
goose.
about our actual financials and how we're very much in the red.
No. No, this is about how, listen, we named a giraffe podcast to try and
Uh-huh. Okay,
advertise our
yes,
show.
I advertise.
But the
Okay,
name
sort of a
podcast
Paul
is just
T.
sort of
Goldman.
Bland
The
enough that,
rehearsal.
like, it doesn't lead to us.
That's what it is. That's what it is. What it ends up being is sort of a general sort of overview of how we are promoting podcasting. But we keep on, we're
As an
saying
art
that it's
form.
promoting our show, but our show is just called the podcast.
It's very meta.
This is literally
very
the
good.
podcasters.
This is very the
This is
rehearsal.
the podcast by podcasters for podcasters.
That's fair. That's
all
fair. That's
podcasters.
fair. It's all podcast. That's right.
We're
All
promoting-
podcasting is.
we are
what I'm
heightening the
submitting
art of
to
the
you two
podcast.
is a podcast
Uh-huh.
in which we take this podcast and go
Uh-huh.
one level deeper.
Okay. All
We sort
right.
of
So this
dig
is
under
below
the
your
crust of
podcast.
our already meta podcast into sort
Okay,
of a
into a-
special meta world.
We break the fifth wall, is what you're saying.
We go into the quantum verse.
Okay.
Podcast Quantumania. We can name an LA zoo animal. Could we name a building in New York? This is the podcast building.
The podcast annex. Okay, all right. And maybe we start working at it there. I'm trying to think of other ways we could sort of heighten the entrepreneur.
Can we start
We prob-
a similar to Mr. Beast Burger? Can we start the podcast podcast burger?
Podcast restaurant. Okay, yeah, the pod burger. I love it. The podcast burger. The microphone burger?
Listen, this is essentially us coming up with
mic
other
burger.
business ideas to pitch this idea that we're doing.
Okay, all right. So sort of other
sort of our
like horizontal
guerrilla
integrations we can
advertising.
do.
Yes. Horizontal integration is a great way of putting it.
Well, 1-to-1, I could think of like getting a microphone named the podcast microphone.
Hey guys, I'll call the Yetis.
Yeah, Olivia's got a tie with the Yetis, who actually make microphones. That's why she goes up and visits them every year. Is because they make all the microphones, and so she just wants to get hip on that microphone technology.
I'm gonna hide this.
Don't worry,
this
we'll
branding.
censor out the Shure logo.
It just says Yeti.
I'm gonna scratch out the Shure
Just
logo.
scratch that
Just
off
right
and
here.
paint it over podcast. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm with it. Let's talk actual show then. I know we had a lot of fun riffing on what we could do,
this
but
would involve us writing.
okay, more writing,
Right.
Good,
More
love
writing.
it.
Love
So
it.
we're documenting our sort of horizontal integrations, right? Are we getting like specialists on the show
Yes.
to talk
Listen,
about
someone? We're going
can we
to
get-
bring in the head of the LA Zoo to talk about the very generous donation we made. To
Yes.
name that we named 3
Okay.
Meerkats
Fuck.
podcasts.
Podcast. Fuck, Tyler, that's very good. Tyler, that's very good. Okay, so we name 3 Fuck, Tyler, this is
There
getting
is
very
a phone
expensive.
number at the bottom of this page.
Call it now. Call it now.
Can't do it.
Now? Tyler, too late.
Yes.
Tyler, too late.
No,
Do
I
it.
refuse.
Tyler, too late.
Seriously.
Tyler, too late. As the producer, I'm saying that you must make the call. Make the
I'll
call,
do the
coward.
goddamn call
Make the
if you
call,
won't.
coward. Put him on the phone. Put him on the phone right now, Tyler. I want to hear him on speakerphone.
Tyler, send me the phone number.
Ask them, Tyler, this is what you need to ask them. How much would it be to name 3 Meerkats podcasts? That's all you have to do. Just call them right now. It is a
Tyler,
Sunday,
send me
so
the-
maybe they might
Tyler,
not be open,
send
but
me
call
the
them
phone
anyway.
number.
Call them.
I just put it in the chat. I just put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Okay.
Coward.
Donors that
Coward.
support the naming program at the LA Zoo receive the following benefits. Opportunity to name your zoo resident pending approval by the zoo director.
Okay,
Sort of-
okay, all right. Great. Okay, Olivia's got him on the phone. It is 9:26 a.m. in Los Angeles, California. Just for Olivia, you do have to tell them they're on a podcast.
Yes.
Tyler, put your headphones back on, coward. This is for your podcast. They might not be open. It is a Sunday.
I'm gonna leave a voicemail.
Okay, cool. Great. Thank you. God bless. Yeah, they're definitely not open. It is 9:30 on a
here's the
Sunday
other things
morning.
you get an official certificate and photograph. And
Okay, great.
plaque presentation and a VIP cart tour.
Okay.
We could have a little plaque next to the Meerkat that says the podcast.
The manager of annual giving programs. Please leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
No, do it.
Thank
Do
you.
it, coward.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, Danica. My name is Olivia Fumiati, and I'm a representative of the podcast. We are interested in potentially sponsoring an animal,
3
or
animals,
like,
please.
or 3 animals, to sort of collaborate with our podcast. If you could give me a call back, I would really appreciate that.
We want to
My
name.
phone
We name
number
3
is-
Meerkats. The podcast.
Thank
Just
you
give them
so
a little bit of
much.
information. Little bit of information. Little information. Tyler, I love this idea, Tyler, but it does seem like it's gone off the rails from business idea to, can we just call this We Bought a Pod? We Bought a Podcast.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a We Bought a Zoo documentary about how we are actually, because then your idea is pretty big. If we can narrow
Can we
down,
start
get a little bit more
Kickstarter?
specific.
Can this be like a narrative idea?
Holy shit. This is both a marketing idea and an actual we're going to buy. Okay, so then Tyler, let's talk this out. I know this is getting a little bit into deliberation, but let's actually talk this out. This is your idea.
Because suddenly it's a pretty good idea.
Because it's a very good idea. If we bit depth this or we B segment it, either way, we start a Kickstarter, we post on Reddit, we post everywhere. We're trying
We
to
want
get the
to
money.
name Meerkats
Okay,
Podcast.
so this is we bought a pod. We bought a podcast. Something there. But we look for the money to name 3 Meerkats podcast. Okay, so Olivia, you're gonna have to coordinate with the donation team to figure out how much it's gonna cost us.
Or are we naming the after ourselves and the little plaque says the podcast? These are the Meerkats. Tyler O'Neill
this is
and Olivia, the
and
Meerkats.
Olivia, Tyler O'Neill. Okay, Olivia, this is gonna be on you to coordinate because they have your number now. But
Yeah, please bleep my actual phone number and.
I'll cut out the actual both because I think there's also the number there. Yeah, I'll blur out your number.
We're about to blow up the LA Zoo's whole spot.
Oh yeah, whole scene, but it's very good. All right, so we start a Kickstarter to name either if they won't do if they won't let us name 3 Meerkats podcasts,
What
then
about
we'll
3
name them
birds?
each
How
of
about,
us.
3 flamingos.
We'll see. 3 flamingos would be nice. Meerkats have that like triplet sort of energy, so I would kind of like that. But you know what? Whatever we can get our fingers on, really. And then we do a Kickstarter on Reddit and
We meet
everywhere
the
on all the
Meerkats.
socials.
Oh, Oh fuck.
Oh, and we do
Yo,
okay.
we
Yes,
get to meet
yes.
our
We bit
children.
okay. 100%. I'm
Son of
100%.
podcast.
So let's do titles then, because entrepreneur I don't think is this concept. I do like that concept.
Yeah,
we'll
this
get
is
there, Tyler.
is
We'll circle back around. But we bought a podcast.
We found a better podcast. Yeah.
yeah.
Tyler, sorry we
Can
hijacked
we just
your-
take a look
your
at what other people
business
named
idea.
their animals?
Yeah.
with?
Sure.
This is a Western lowland gorilla that Angela Collier named Angela.
Okay. Well, that's nothing, but
They
it's
did
something.
name a meerkat. You can name a meerkat. Someone named a meerkat Grubby.
Grubby.
Kind of
Okay.
good.
Not a terrible name.
Grubby the meerkat
Tyler?
was named in honor of their beloved grandfather.
All right, Olivia, if the sort of contributions don't work for you, if they're like, no, we don't want this to be a joke, then I'll call and be like, can we name after my dead sort of
Grandfather
uncles?
podcast Henry.
Yeah, podcast.
Papa podcast.
Papa podcast. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll
I
get
can't
there.
believe
Oh,
I
that's
gave the
very
zoo
good.
my actual phone number.
Hey.
Don't say
Good.
I never made a sacrifice for this show.
Two Chilean flamingos, Alex and Emmy. Ninja, the ocelot.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're open with it. Naming a flamingo the ocelot is very funny.
No, they named the ocelot
Oh.
Ninja.
Dude, I'm naming this
Oh,
flamingo
Ninja
dog.
the ocelot. Okay. Yeah, can we?
Let's see if there's other zoos that'll do this. Because maybe it's not
Yeah.
LA.
Let
Yeah,
me
because
see
maybe
if
maybe
the
LA might be a
Franklin
little
Park
too
Zoo-
expensive. Maybe we could do Cincinnati Zoo, maybe the Kansas City Zoo. I could reach back out to hometown. Maybe is there a zoo in Connecticut that we could
I
sort of
Googled,
talk to,
can
Olivia?
I name zoo animals?
All right.
Could we name
Oh, boy.
their capybaras podcast?
The podcast. All right. We'll figure out the naming stuff. We'll actually we'll do that on the pod. I think that's a part of the
Yeah,
actual
this what I'm
podcast. It's
doing
like
is
how
part
we're
of the
gonna
pod.
name them,
We should
the
move
process, all that stuff. Okay, yeah. Let's move on. Let's do title real quick. We bought a podcast. How do you feel about that?
We bought
We bought a zoo, but we bought a podcast.
we bought a zoocast.
We bought a pod zoo. No. What are other zoo sort of franchise naming conventions we could go with? The podcaster's wife. Off of the titular zoocaster, the zookeeper's wife.
God. Does Claire know that she's going to be married to a podcaster?
A
Claire will be the
podcaster's, yeah.
podcaster's
Every
wife.
time I'm recording this and I walk out of I keep our office door closed and I step out into the living room, I get the most disappointed look from my fiance.
Hey, Tyler, the second that you get married, the second that you are legally bound to your wife, she will no longer be Claire. I will be referring to her exclusively as the podcaster's wife, okay?
The
I hope you know
podcaster's
this.
wife.
The podcaster's
And that's
wife
sort of
is
for-
the best, sort of my favorite science fiction romance.
Yeah, because it's a scientific
All right.
anomaly how
Let's
you're
get
getting
names. Let's do
married.
names. We've been riffing. Let's lock in. Names for podcast. We bought a podcast is what I'm
Yeah, I
throwing
think- I
out.
think
That's
I
only
think we
that's my
bought a
only
podcast.
contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought a podcast.
Yeah.
That's very good. All right, great.
chaos.
And sold. All right.
Holy crap. I see that wheel.
And spin the wheel. Ooh. Oh, Olivia, you're going last, which means I'm going first next, baby. All right. Give us this day our daily banana, and forgive us of our poo flings, as we forgive those who fling poo at us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from lack of banana. Our monkey who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Please help me welcome Thy Kingdom Kong, a monkey discussion podcast.
Holy
Oh, monkey.
Monkey!
Can we
Yes.
combo
Donkey
this?
Kong.
Hang on, not to go back to my idea, but could we
Oh,
combo
yeah.
this and name? Could we name some monkeys podcasts? And it's
Maybe,
just a sort of
maybe,
a monkey
maybe.
discussion about
Maybe.
the monkeys we've named.
That's a different roll off. Let's
That's
keep
later.
this a
Let's
separate
talk
pitch.
about
Let's
your
keep
monkey naming
let's talk
podcast.
about this. Donkey Kong, not a monkey naming podcast. This is a discussion of monkey in media. Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
King Kong.
Okay.
Donkey Kong. Steve from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young. The gorillas from Tarzan. I'm putting the spotlight on monkeys in media. That's the podcast, guys. I don't have much more than that.
This is sort of like whales, sort of in the whales universe.
Like whales,
It's more
except
like
for
a media thing. So like we would be like profiling like Marcel on Friends or Dexter in the Night at the Museum franchise, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Like monkey treatment, monkey profiles on the monkey actors.
Monkey stats? Is that anything? The monkey from Nope. So yes, discussion of monkeys. I don't know how we want to do this. You want to have like maybe Caesar from Planet of the Apes on the show. You know what are we thinking? How are we feeling about monkey
like
podcast?
every episode is a separate highlight of a monkey, either movie, franchise, or individual monkey in an individual performance in a piece of visual media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just, breaking down the monkeyness of a monkey. Now,
are we exclusively talking about monkeys, or are we talking about gorillas and other primates?
well, King Kong is an ape, so actually we would be talking more so about apes, but I think we open up to all primates, maybe?
All primates? Okay.
Maybe all primates?
I think all primates make sense because sometimes you want to
Pygmy
talk about
marmoset
gorillas,
episode.
sometimes you want to talk about chimpanzees, sometimes you want to talk about pygmy marmoset.
Yeah. And then maybe we talk about different companies that are named a monkey thing. Marmoset Music, that's where we got our theme song that we use.
I'm gonna Google monkey businesses and see what.
There is a business
Maybe that's
in my neighborhood where this couple sells like roasted nuts.
Uh-huh.
And yes, their company is called Monkey Nuts.
Okay, so maybe that's a segment on the show called Monkey Business.
Now there is a
where
podcast
Monkey business.
Okay. Oh
that-
shit.
that does just chronicle all that just watches movies, but only movies with monkeys in them.
Oh shit.
we can't do
Okay,
that.
interesting. Okay. So we'll
which
stay
I
away
have
from
listened
that.
to, and it's very good. What is it called? God damn it!
Okay, so monkey podcast. I'm trying to think. Is there any other sort of exploration of monkeyness that we could sort of?
Would this be like a discussion of like the evolution of the portrayal of monkeys
of
in
the
media?
monkey?
Like how we go from a King Kong to a belovable monkey? A Curious George,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Exactly. Curious George, another monkey.
Get the man in the yellow hat on.
Yeah, and sort of maybe we discuss the background of why they are there.
Curious
I don't know.
George has a
what are you guys
wild
feeling?
backstory. Not the
Curious
monkey
George's
himself,
backstory is
but the
pretty
story
crazy.
of how
Oh, I don't actually know
it's
the
wild.
story.
Definitely look it up. It's very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, Curious George
You don't
kicks
wanna-
Nazi ass.
Oh, Curious George is a Nazi slayer. I love it. Curious George
Yeah,
is a
he's
Nazi
curious
slayer.
about how many Nazis he can kill.
So, what are we thinking for podcasts? What are we feeling like for podcasts? Are we feeling like a docu-pod, just a discussion pod? What are we feeling? How are we feeling? Discussion of monkey? How are we feeling?
This has
Big
got to be a
monkey.
discussion of monkey. This is
Yeah.
about monkeys in literature, monkeys in media, real life monkeys. This is
Real
about
life monkeys.
monkey.
Monkey.
Return. Monkey.
Could we talk about
The
Pokemon?
monkey from Kung Fu Panda.
the monkey from Kung Fu
Monkey.
Panda. Could we talk about them?
Are you saying?
Could we do
Monkey
animated
from-
monkeys? Could we do like
Of course.
the monkeys from Madagascar? The monkeys from.
Oh yes.
Do we count lemurs? Do we count the lemurs from Madagascar?
Of course.
Lemur is not a
All
monkey.
primates. I think this is a primate.
I don't think
a primate pontification.
Lemurs are
primates?
not primates.
Are they not?
No,
Are they
I don't
marsupial?
think that they are next genetic cousins. Because
Lemurs are primates.
Oh, holy
Fuck
shit.
you, Olivia. Suck my cock.
Dude. Dude.
This is a primate.
This is the closest I've ever been to Zaboomafoo in my entire life.
Look at this fucking silly lemur.
Okay, great. I love this show that we're
You
doing
should
right
love
now. All right.
Just Google our lemurs monkeys, and you get some great lemur JPEGs.
Yeah! Oh, look
Great.
at that poly, the 3D rendered monkey. No, click on that one.
Okay. All right.
Two up.
Can you rotate? Is it a rotating
Click
sort
on
of lemur?
him.
Okay, guys, we can't do this. This is a visual bit. We're doing a podcast. We're
Get
doing a
load of
podcast,
that
please.
Lemur.
All right. How do I stop you from
Oh,
fucking sharing your
yes.
screen? How do I stop screen share?
Oh, I love it.
settings. All right. Anyway, this is a primate,
This is a primate
pontification podcast.
Primate
Another triple
Pontification
P.
podcast.
Can
I like
tweet
it.
this?
I don't think it needs a lot of work. I think maybe we could break down. Let's break down some
Structure.
of the segments. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
What kind of
So
segments?
I love having the monkey business.
Monkey business.
I love having the monkey business
That is-
segment. So
monkey business is like local. Is that that's about businesses that use monkeys as logos?
monkey ideology, monkey names, whatever we want to
Monkey
say. Like you just find a monkey themed
Holy
monkey
crap.
ideology, just sort of whatever they need, you know.
gonna
And
Google
that's maybe like our
monkey news
Munch
and see what
Squad
happens.
esque segment. Okay.
The Independent
monkey business.
has a entire sort of subheader in their website for monkeys.
Okay, great.
their
yeah,
whole website.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's all sad.
Oh,
It's all sad.
it's about like
We
monkey.
could talk about
It's
the
about
Cedric
monkeys
and
that
Josh, where they try to keep
row
them.
over 1,000 lab monkeys that may be killed or trafficked again.
Oh no.
Oh no! Have you
Elon
guys heard
Musk's
about the
brain
thing at the
chip.
Dallas Zoo? Someone stole monkeys from this
Yes,
Dallas
I
Zoo.
heard- yes, I was.
No, I did not hear
yeah,
this.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of like missing animals at the Dallas Zoo in like a couple of weeks.
Someone was stealing animals from the Dallas Zoo, including 2 monkeys. They found them, but they did not find the person.
Oh, okay. Oh, huh. So they just what? They hopped in the cage? How do they? What? Monkey theft. So that's the thing. The monkey heist, right? That could be a part of the show. Okay, so let's think about segments here.
So we've got monkey and media,
No.
Monkey
Here we
and
go.
media.
Monkey business.
monkey business.
Okay, monkey business.
Famous monkeys.
Famous
We talk
monkeys.
about famous
Monkeys. Okay, yeah.
Like 1 week.
How do we
could talk
come
about-
to those? How do we come to those monkeys? Maybe if there's like a new Donkey Kong Country. Maybe if there's a new
We
movie
could talk
that has
about
a monkey
Donkey
in
Kong.
it.
We could talk about Rosie the gorilla, who could speak
Uh-huh,
sign language.
sure.
1 week. 1 week
Yeah.
we could talk about
Sure.
Dunstan from Dunstan Checks In. You know, we could talk about the lives
yeah.
of famous monkeys. We could talk about the one that
Lives
was
of famous
Roman's
monkeys.
face off in Burbank.
In
you know?
Yeah,
Connecticut.
yeah. Yep.
She was on.
Okay, cool.
Oprah.
Great. Okay, so we talk about like famous monkeys. We talk about monkey business. What's one more monkey thing we could sort of talk about?
What about?
Do we just like a monkey? Just like one monkey scientific fact?
Yeah, Monkey Science Corner.
Have you guys seen that
Okay,
episode of
okay.
Minefield where the monkeys have like really, really good memories?
Okay,
So I
no.
feel like that would be a fun highlight.
Could we introduce someone to a new species of monkey every week?
Okay, sure. Yeah, we
There are
just
many
talk
species
just like
of
a.
monkey.
There are
a lot
many
of them.
species of monkey. Do we? Okay, let's sort of
Monkey species highlight profile?
We're thinking a little narrower here. Let's broaden it out a little bit. Special guests. Do we have any special guests who are particular
Could
monkey
we have
lovers?
the
Krat
talking
brothers.
monkeys from stuff?
Yeah, one of the apes from Planet of the Apes.
Get Caesar on that bitch. We get Andy
The Krat brothers,
Serkis.
Olivia. Is that what you
The
said?
Krat brothers, yeah.
Andy Serkis. Okay, so definitely Andy Serkis on for an episode. Is he a special
Hey guys,
guest or is he
I
one of the
think we
hosts?
could pull the Krat brothers.
You think we can get the Krat brothers on the show?
don't
What do
see
you think
why
they're
not.
up to? Yeah, what are the Krat brothers? Google what are
Oh my god.
the
Guys, there's a phone
Uh-huh.
number.
For the
What?
Krat brothers?
Yeah.
all right?
Can we get
Olivia,
them
you
in
know what to do.
on us naming 3 meerkats too?
let's hit them up. Let's see what's going on.
Let's go ahead.
It is now 9:45 on a
They're
Sunday
in
morning.
Vermont, so
Oh, okay. So it's 12:45, middle of the day. Chris Krat, 5'8", a little on the shorter side. Is he on speaker? Bump that shit. Can't hear it.
If you know the extension of the person you'd like to speak with, you may dial it at any time. For merchandise and licensing, press 1. For live tour, press 2. For digital and interactive, press 3. For IT,
Press 3. Okay, 3. Great.
your call is being transferred. Please hold.
Yep.
You've reached at the Wildcratch Digital Department. Please leave a message after the tone and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, my name is Olivia Fumiati, and I am a representative of the podcast. And we were interested in potentially having the Krat brothers on our show. We are working on an episode right now that is highlighting nature, primarily primates, and we're looking to potentially interview them about their experiences working with those kinds of animals. So if you could give me a call back, we're very interested in meeting them, talking to them, just getting their sort of experience on things. My phone number is... Thanks so much. Have a great day.
All right, so we're having the Krat brothers on to talk about monkeys. Great. All right, I love that. All right, so is it the 5 of us? Sure.
Gotta be. I want to meet the Krat brothers.
Or do one of us want to play a character? While the Krat brothers.
I play Zaboomafoo.
Okay, all right. You play Zaboomafoo. Maybe I play Andy Serkis. Right, Tyler, who are you playing with the Krat
I could
brothers?
just be me. Oh, these are my co-hosts, Zaboomafoo and Andy Serkis.
Guys, if I piss off the Krat brothers,
we do the very
I'm gonna
podcast thing where we pretend like we're X amount of episodes in, and this is just sort of the show. This is like episode 34, and like it's very
Eric Andre show.
But hey, Tyler, it's very good. Hey, the Eric Andre show.
That voice
good.
no one considerably better than me calling the zoo. So
Hey, the zoo thing. I'm very. Go ahead.
Could we?
Uh-huh.
Just is this show now just us harassing C-list
People.
and people who work with us?
That's a different podcast, Tyler. That's a different podcast. I actually have that podcast in my notes. We'll get there.
Monkey
But this is very good. All right.
Kingdom Kong.
So
let's get back to
Thy
it.
Kingdom Kong.
Thy Kingdom Kong.
Thy Kingdom
Podcast
Kong.
starring
All right.
Zaboomafoo, Andy Serkis, Tyler J.
And the
Krat
and the
Brothers.
Krat brothers. Okay, great. Do we need to do anything else?
No, that's it.
Did we? I can't remember our pitch for Wales if we ever came up with segments.
No, Wales is just I did.
Is there a
Wales
game?
is-
Let's do a game. What
Game.
game
let's do
can
a
we
game.
do
What
on
game
this
do
show?
we do?
Yes,
Krat
what
Brothers.
game can we do?
Monkey in a
With the Krat
Ram.
brothers with Zaboomafoo, Andy Serkis. Name that monkey, and we just do monkey sounds a la Wales.
But it's just me screaming into the microphone.
That's one of them. That's definitely one of them, Tyler, and that's fucking great. Okay, I love this.
Name that monkey.
I love this. Oh, that's very good.
Guys, if I get a
We'll do, like,
fucking
we'll do,
phone call
like,
from the Krat brothers, I'm gonna crap myself, okay?
Oh my god.
Lose my mind.
I
Oh
love how
my.
stunty this podcast is.
Yes. The podcast 20 triple P. We're here for the stunts.
We need to get more powerful so these stunts can pay off.
Maybe the
Very
Krat
good,
brothers
very good.
is our way
The
to
Krat
success.
brothers is our sort of inroad.
Because I
God
told them the
bless.
name of the podcast. They are gonna listen to our previous
They are gonna
episodes.
try to. Well, they can't even find it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. That's very funny. Oh god, that's very good. How much do you think they cost realistically?
I don't know.
How much are we gonna have to shell out for the Krat?
I don't know.
Like 20 minutes. Like, guys, we need 20 minutes of your time.
20 minutes.
I could write them a letter.
No, it'll have to be 30 at least if we're gonna do a full pod.
Yeah.
At least 30.
How much does 30 minutes of the Krat brothers' time worth? Probably less than naming a meerkat, right?
You think so? I think probably 500 each.
Okay, hold on.
A grand.
Appearances. They do not
Wait,
have.
what is the Krat brothers day rate?
I'm looking at Krat Brothers. Wild Krats Live is the website that I'm going to right now.
Wait, what? Krat brother died?
No, Krat Brothers Live.
Chris Krat redirects here, not to be confused with Chris Pratt.
Okay, great.
That is
Fantastic.
on his Wikipedia page.
I love that. Not to be confused with Chris Pratt.
They are both married.
Shit.
But yeah, Olivia. Sorry, Olivia. sorry, Olivia.
Sorry, liver. They're taken.
They were on television when I was a baby, so I don't know if that would work.
Yeah, they're in their late 50s.
Hey, listen.
Dude,
Okay,
they really
okay,
put the
I can't
fox
find-
in Silver Fox.
Okay. All right, let's get back to the pod. What game? Okay, we're gonna do the monkey sounds. Okay, I think we're good. I think it's called Thy Kingdom Kong.
Thy Kingdom Kong, yeah.
Thy Kingdom Kong. I do need to put a disclaimer that I did get that specific name from the Dynamic Banter podcast. There was a throwaway bit, but I thought it was so funny that I was like, oh, that's definitely a podcast name. Thy Kingdom Kong featuring the Krat brothers. That's so good. And hey, guys, if we can't get the Krat brothers, maybe we can find some people to play the Krat brothers. All right. I love it. All right, let's move on.
Defame the
Liver?
Krat Brothers.
Bindi?
Dude,
Irwin,
if we
maybe.
could get the Irwin
Well, it'll be. We'll get there.
of
We'll get there.
Australia.
I'll show her my stingray tattoo.
You stingray tattoo. Yeah, that'll be your first tat. That's fucked up.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucked up, but very funny, but fucked up. All right, Olivia, time for no more.
Yeah, I'm
no
not
more
doing
Thy
an
Kingdom
international
Kong.
call to
And
Australia.
close.
Okay, cool, done.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So my show that I'm pitching this week, I
Okay.
recently have been utilizing my favorite website of all time.
Uh-huh.
It's not Google.com. It's not Bing.com. It's not Facebook.
DuckDuckGo.
No.
Instagram?
It's wikipedia.com.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is my
Okay,
favorite
all right.
website.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. My idea, this is kind of a game, all right? So,
Okay.
using the Google I'm feeling lucky button, we will generate a random Wikipedia page. Okay.
Okay.
The three of us will click into that Wikipedia page.
Uh-huh.
I will set a timer for 10 minutes. By exclusively clicking links found within Wikipedia pages, you must find the weirdest thing you can find in 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes is up, the three of us will convene and reconvene, and we will discuss the weirdest thing we found and how we got there.
Oh, okay. I like this. I like this. Okay.
Now
this
there is a game
so
called
this-
Wiki. Is this similar to like Wiki Roulette, where you have to get to somebody?
No. This is a discovery.
This is like
podcast.
the depths of it. So there's actually
There is an account called Depths of
because
Wikipedia.
Yes, this is great because I forgot to bring this up when we did Who the Wick Is That. But there is an account called Depths of Wikipedia where they do just post the weirdest thing on there. So maybe is there some synergy there we can sort of pull from, or maybe we just start with? Is there like what is the starting line? Right? Do we just find like a random Wikipedia, or do we do like John Travolta
It's
and then
it's
click
entirely
around?
random. Because like the thing is like if I
each of us get a random starting point.
No, we each get the same starting point.
Okay.
And then
great.
based on our reading of the articles, we click on links until we get to something interesting.
Okay, I love this. 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes. All right, that's gonna be just enough time to get pretty deep without getting like too deep.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
So
all right. Okay, I like this. So is there something that's going on during the 10 minutes? Like, are we shouting things out? Or are we just like sort of keeping it to ourselves?
No, I think we go into like 10 minutes of silence. All right.
Okay.
I think the podcast is it's we talk about our generation and then we do it. Okay. Like that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is our discovery and our discussions of the discovery and the links that we clicked to get there.
Okay. Yes.
Like
that's it. Right. That is
our
it. That's
progression.
So this is sort of in the spirit of the bacon number, where it's like how many steps away do you have to get somewhere?
Yeah. So like
okay, interesting.
So like let me.
Is there a sort of game within the game where we can like try to figure out how our thing connects to the other thing?
We could have a little Venn diagram action.
Okay,
not
all right.
now, then Venn.
And then what's the sort of goal? I mean, obviously it's to find the weirdest thing, right? But like, what is if we're gamifying it? What's the most entertaining thing? Or like, do we want to decide a winner? You know, can we gamify it a little bit more? You know, is there like a little bit more game we could put on it? Like, is there a portion where like one of us gets to take over for the other person to sort of like
a little
like track a
like
little
a
bit?
steal kind of thing where it's like, okay, you have to click the first link that you get to, or like, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, and now you have to click on. We all like share our screens, maybe, and we're like, oh, you have to click on that one,
or the first like idea.
Yeah. Something like that. Is there some essence of the game itself that we could
kind of like do like a draw straws of like, okay, like we all get the same page, but we all have to take different directions. We have to like
like each one of us has to find a person. One of us has to find
you know what I mean?
A place and a thing. Okay, yeah, sure.
So, yes, that is my idea.
Great.
I don't have a name because I don't want to tread on the who the wick is that. I don't want to tread on that.
Yes,
Could this
something about
be a
deep
Who the Wick Is
dive
That podcast spinoff?
Because Wikipedia
kind of,
does have a page on wikis where they do say that Wikipedia is the world's largest wiki.
World's largest Wikipedia. Very self-aware
It's
Wikipedia.
It's fantastic.
That's very funny. Okay, interesting. Yeah. It's a deep dive. It's a traversing. There's like a wiki hole. Wait, hold on. Let me Google real quick. There is a podcast called The Wiki Rabbit Hole. It only has one episode, so I'm not counting it. It also was during 2020, which I mean, a lot of podcasts did birth and die in 2020.
There is Rabbit Hole, a Wikipedia podcast that has 118 episodes, 133 episodes. They have not released one since 2017, though.
We're good. We're clear. That was before we started podcasting, so therefore our podcasting legacy is secured. Now, I do want to say that the Wiki Rabbit Hole podcast is by the Wiki Wizard of the Wild Wild West, which I do love that sort of name. Anyway, so Wiki Depths, Wiki Deep, Wiki. What are we thinking? What are we thinking for titles?
Wiki Challenger Deep.
Wiki Challenger Deep is pretty good,
James
actually.
Cameron presents Wikipedia.
James Cameron presents the Wiki Challenger Deep.
Challenger Deep. Maybe we start on James Cameron every single time, and then we just sort of
That's actually pretty funny. Like if we pick someone to start from.
like that our always starting point, and then you just have to find different ways to go about it. Wiki Challenger Deep. Okay.
I bet James Cameron. Oh my God, there's so many links. Oh, there's so many links on James Cameron's page.
I'm sure.
Oh, you can click Cyborg, Fullerton College, optical printing.
Great,
So many
great,
different
great.
ones. 100 most influential people in the world. You can get anywhere from that.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think we
All right,
landed
so
on
James Cameron presents what is it? James Cameron
Wikipedia
presents
Challenger Deep.
James Cameron presents Wikipedia Challenger Deep.
Hey guys, we have 3 good ideas for podcasts this week.
Guys, if we don't end up picking one of the phone call ones and they call me back, we have to do the episode. We have
Yeah,
to do
I
a
know.
special episode.
I know. Okay. So let's do a recap. Tyler?
My podcast is We Bought a Podcast, a podcast about our quest to name 3 zoo animals, podcast, and podcast.
Thy Kingdom Kong is a pontification podcast on primates, where each week we discuss monkey businesses, monkey media, and monkey facts, featuring the Krat brothers.
Yes, and James Cameron presents Wikipedia Challenger Deep is a game in which me and my dear friends explore Wikipedia for all of its many, many entries in the span of 10 minutes to compare who found the weirdest thing.
But now it's time for deliberation. All right, fuck. Good podcast. What are we thinking? How are we feeling?
I want to name animals so bad.
I do too.
I also-
Tyler, that might be a bit depth though, but
Yeah.
it's one we could do sooner. It's very
Yes.
like the McElroys will be in Trolls 2 sort of.
Yeah.
Mr. Carcar goes
This
to
is a
Monaco, but
long-term
way
project.
better idea. This is a long-term project. I do love the Kickstarter idea. I think once we get a little bit more information from the zoo person, maybe we can get them on the show.
Yeah.
We would need to. I think we could producerize that in a way that would be good, but I don't see it being a B segment, at least not for.
I'm with you. I think we can push
Yeah.
forward on it as a potential bit depth, as I have created yet another bit depth.
Yeah.
I guess that's my strong suit.
That's your strong suit. Is bit depth, baby. Big long-term projects.
Yeah. And
Okay, I'm
fine
100%
that.
with it though. I think that will be an easier one to bit depth too. I don't
Agreed.
think it'll be a lot of work other than setting up the Kickstarter. Yeah, we'll figure out the rest of how that would work, because I think it could work very easily. And like we could do an episode where we set up the goals of the Kickstarter.
Yeah, what do we
Like,
get?
that'll be
Yeah,
part of
what
it.
could the real quick? Let's name some Kickstarter goals and like
Yeah,
donation.
yeah.
Do you get to be on the podcast if you donate enough
If
money?
you donate like $1,000, yeah, I think you get on the podcast.
Yes.
I think if you donate like $500, we like shout you out on the podcast, and maybe you're like an official sponsor of the podcast, you know? Because that's what the podcast itself is a non-for-profit idea,
Yeah.
right? Because we're not getting any of the money, it's going to a good cause,
Yes.
right? So that they are an official sponsor of the podcast. At I think $200 they're an official sponsor of the podcast. I don't think we need to go soon to be, and we'll like shout them out on one of the episodes.
On the episode.
Yeah, we'll have like ad breaks or whatever, and we will need to get like an official goal, like how much. We'll have to ask them like how much would it be to name 3 animals, podcast,
and how much are
podcast.
each animal, very specifically,
and how much are each male?
Like
yes,
are
exactly. And then
flamingos
we'll-
1,000 apiece and meerkats are 3,000 apiece?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I gotta know.
exactly.
When is your
Exactly.
breeding
So once
season?
we-
What are the next available animals to be named?
Yeah, what are the next available births?
Dude, if we got like
yeah, I love
lions
that.
named podcast.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Those
Okay, that's
have gotta
the
be
other
up
thing.
in the like 25.
Yeah, those
grand
gotta
range.
be
That
like
20,
really
20, 30. Yes.
expensive,
Okay, that's the
yeah.
other thing, guys. For this podcast, I know this is technically deliberation, so we're fine for this. Does it have to be all 3 the same animal?
Could be funny because you go from the flamingos, you go, that's podcast.
That's
and then
podcast,
you go
the flamingo.
to like the
That's
otters, and they're
podcast,
like,
the
this is our
gorilla."
giant Asian otter. His name is podcast. And then you go to the monkey enclosure, and they go, this is our 3 ring-tailed lemur. His name is podcast. So I think
And then we get 3
we
little
take
plaques.
over the LA Zoo.
If I had
very
a plaque
good.
in the LA Zoo, I would lose my. That would be the peak
That's
of my
so-
life.
I would
It's
move to
so
Los Angeles
funny.
just
so
to be able to
very
go
funny.
every day to the Los Angeles Zoo and see my name at the LA Zoo.
Oh, and I would go all the time because I do live out here. That's very good, very funny. Podcast. We're doing stunts. All right. So yes, definitely a bit depth for that one, Tyler. That leaves Thy Kingdom Kong and James Cameron Presents Wiki Challenger Deep. Whew, how are we feeling?
I think
We
this
did
one-
call the Krat
listen,
brothers.
Hey, here's my thing. If we can't get the actual Krat brothers, then I would rather do Olivia's.
Really?
But if
Okay.
we can get the Krat brothers, then I would
Okay.
love to do a Neil Spee segment.
Yes.
God.
Now-
okay. Yeah.
Could we leave this one up to will they call us back?
Yes, I think
We
that's
just
what
wait
we
a couple
man.
days,
do.
and if they don't call us back, then we do Olivia's.
Because I called them on a Sunday, so they could call
Yeah.
me back as soon as tomorrow.
Because that is
Yeah, I mean, we won't be able to
entirely
do a
what it
bit.
depends on.
We won't be able to record the B segment today. I don't know if I feel good about leaving that up to the audience. I don't know. It's up to you guys, I guess. Ultimately,
Listen, when this episode comes out, people will know pretty much immediately
true.
which one we're going with, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
And
that's
we're
fair. I
leaving
guess we
this
don't
one's in
know.
your hands, Krat brothers. The
Yeah,
ball's in
this
your
is we're
court.
leaving
Chris,
the balls in
Martin,
your court,
everyone,
Krat brothers.
no, everyone else who's not Chris and Martin Pratt, stop listening. Chris and Martin, you guys are
We know
my
you
childhood
listen.
heroes, and I desperately
You
want to
are,
hear
me
you talk
too.
about monkeys.
While Olivia plays Zabuafu and I play
promise not to
Andy
make a mockery of
Serkis.
your dear animal friend. It will be a tasteful impression.
This is like you. Hey guys, you remember when Bill Nye sort of came back and he was like serious and like adult oriented
Yeah, he said
and
fuck.
like but
Yeah, it
also
was great.
cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your audience has grown up. It's time to curse on the pod.
I don't want the
and
Krat
play,
brothers to swear.
I do.
and play against Olivia Zabumafu and my Andy Serkis. And I'm gonna be in character. I'm gonna go in depth, and I'm gonna have the little dots on my face.
You just show up with the mocap
And I'm gonna be wearing
dots.
a mocap suit. I'm gonna be wearing a mocap suit. Maybe have the guys. We might be acting too much of a fool, but I'm 100% here with it. All right,
I'll do anything to get the Krat brothers on our podcast.
very good. It's more of a sketch at this point, but I love it. Okay, so I guess we'll be back to you with either Thy Kingdom Kong or James Cameron Presents Wiki Challenger Deep.
Do you feel it burning?
Every day.
All the time.
Do you feel the struggle within?
I did
Every
earlier
day.
when we
It's a-
broke for the sort of the cold open. I had to go.
I cannot tell you the name of God.
It's
I-
Dave.
That is not what matters. Look, what matters is today's sponsor. You know who they are. They've been with you every step of the way. Go outside, dig a hole, lay down. Be one with the sponsor. Can you feel your heart beating?
What's happening? What's
Is
happening?
this a poem?
Savor that sensation. This week's episode is. This week's episode is brought to you by Crinkleos, the world's first potato chip cereal.
Crinkleos?
Crinkleos, the world's first potato chip breakfast cereal. Back to you, O'Neill.
Tweet about the show using the hashtag pod and go to our website.biz. We're on all the social medias at Triple PCast and rate us 5
We
stars on
try not to
iTunes,
pay for
Google Play,
advertising
Spotify.
unless it's the names of 3 meerkats at the LA
Three.
Zoo. So please share.
So your support,
please share
sharing
with
a
your
show
friends.
really
It's
does
very
help.
important to us.
Also, just as like a PSA thing, Spotify does let you reply to episodes now, and it would be very funny if you guys just started replying very funny podcast-centric things to our podcast. Like, what a great podcast! It really would be funny and would help a lot. So
Big ego
Go ahead
boost.
and yeah, and it's also very funny. So go ahead and rate us 5 stars on Spotify and reply to all of our episodes, and rate us 5 stars on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a review. And I'll kiss you on the mouth. I don't have COVID anymore, so I can kiss you on the mouth all I want. All you want, actually, because consent is key.
Maybe that's why you keep getting COVID so much. You're just kissing all our listeners on the mouth.
With tongue.
Anyway, yeah, and check out our website.biz. It is a real website, and we're going to be doing some changes to it soon.
It's a real website. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
And-
Wikipedia brought me there.
Oh, interesting. We should make a Wikipedia for our
Guys, we need a Wikipedia page for our
Listen,
podcast.
while we go work on that,
Uh-huh.
enjoy whichever segment we chose.